Welcome to Puvanur RVIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. Welcome to Puvanur RVIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. We are reviewing Tisra, Jathi, Triputa, Thalam. We are in level 4, 35 Thala cycle. Today, I am going to take a couple of Morahs and a couple of korvais in this Thala and hope you all enjoy the varieties of korvai in this complex Thala which is falling in 35 Thala cycle. Before I get into the class, I will start this class with a Tirukkural. Manathodu vaimai mozhiyin thavathodu danam sei varin thalai. What is the meaning of it? ஒருவன் தன் மனத்தோடு பொருந்தி உண்மையே பேசுவானாயின் தவமும் தானமும் ஒருங்கே செய்பவர்களை காட்டிலும் சிறந்தவனாவான். If a person is true to himself, is conscious about himself and does only good things, talks only wise words, good choices of words, he is compared to person who is doing penance and who constantly does charity work, and he is even compared better than those persons. So that's a great comparison Tiruvallur makes for people who is conscious and talks good words and good deeds. With this, I am entering into the class. We have now reached the concluding episode in Tisra, Jathi, Triputa, Thalam. 7-beat cycle. We are in level 4. Just to recollect, we are reviewing and retrospecting and learning korvais, how to do creatively constructing phrases fitting to the structure. Today I'll teach you couple of more Morahs in this Thala. I will start with the first Morah. Before I get into the Morah, I'll teach the phrases which is behind it. Takitta takadadam tati takadadam tatakadadam takadadam kadadam. This is the phrase I am going to use for a Morah. Generally, to give a rule of thumb, when you play the from the traditional reduction, the difference Morah korvai should be of fast-paced beats. So then only it gives a grip on the crescendo to the audience. So that's why you should play continuous phrases. You can't have breaks in the phrases. That's why in Adi Thalam, if you look at it will be very continuous and it's very gripping and it continues and flows. Like that, even in complex Thala, you need to adapt the same principles. Now, when you're going to construct this, you have to ensure that since it's a 7-beat cycle, you can use a phrase which is fitting to 5 beats, and then the next 2 beats you can use it as a padding for suiting this Thala. Meaning, takitta takadam tati takadam tatakadam takadam gadam tittangadam takitta takadam tati takadam tatakadam takadam gadam langadam tattatum. What I am doing here, takitta takadam tati takadam tatakadam takadam gadam 5 beats. Tittangadam is a padding swell. Okay, that's a padding phrase. Now, takitta takadam tati takadam tatakadam takadam gadam talangadam tattatum. So this padding phrase associated sort of a finishing line. Typically, Morah has got talangadam tattatum, tagadadam tattagadadum, tagadadam gadadadadim. Talangadum, talangadum, talangadin tatam, talangadin tatam. This gives you an idea. So for the singer, this familiarity will give him so that when he has to take the song after a person completes the solo. Typically, a beginner singer, he may not know when to take the song. So we might have to educate the person with the laya aspect so that he will know when to take the song. There are cases where the singer will take a song in an irrelevant place. He may not know. Even he will take, after we complete a Morah, korvai and then the theme, he may not know what to do. He will keep silent. Even exterior musicians like G.N. Balasubramaniam or Alathur, when Money companies are now very great Alaya Giants companies. And if they play a complex korvai, they will be very silent because they allow them to complete. Because just to show, be a wise and show their wisdom, they allow them to complete. Sometimes only when they are very sure when to take the song, they will take the song. Unlike people who take the song irrelevantly and show their ignorance. So that should not be the case. So the point here, what I'm cabling here is, no, we should also educate what you're trying to do to the singer, so that he is aware of when to take the song, so that the whole team effort gets reflected in a healthy manner when you do a concert. This point I wanted to make it here during the class. Now, the Morah goes like this. Takita takradum tati takradum tatakradum takradum gadadum tangadaga darigadaga takita takradum tati takradum tatakradum takradum gadadum tangadin datindato takita takradum tati takradum tatakradum takradum gadadum tangadaga darigadaga takita takradum tati takradum tatakradum takradum gadadum tangadin datangadum takita takradum tati takradum tatakradum takradum gadadum tangadaga darigadaga takita takradum tati takradum tatakradum takradum gadadum tangadum takita takradum tati takradum tatakradum takradum gadadum talangadum takita takradum tati takradum tatakradum takradum gadadum talangadin datam talangadin datam talangadin datam. Let me play and show you in a slow pace so that you understand. That's how it should sound. But actually, when you play in a particular song, when in the solo, that's the speed you normally have to take at some point of time. I demonstrated in a slow manner, but you have to practice this phrase in a good speed. This phrase you have to practice. Only when you practice, you get a good speed, and then you will be able to do all these magics behind it. That's the Morah number 1. And the korvai, associated korvai, can be Tatitakadum tadum, Tatitakadum tadum, Tatakadum tadum, Tatakadum tadum, Takadum tadum, Takadum tadum, Tadikadaga, Tadikadaga, Tadikadaga dong, Tatadikadaga, Tadikadaga, Tadikadaga dong, Taditadikadaga, Tadikadaga, Tadikadaga. Taditakadum tadhum, Taditakadum tadhum. 16. Taditakadum tadhum, Taditakadum tadhum. So Tadikadum is 5, Tadhum is 3. So it's beautifully poised. Then it's a reduction. Tatakadum tadhum, Tatakadum tadhum. 14. Tatakadum tadhum, Tatakadum tadhum. You can try it in Mr. Shabtala. Then Triputa Thalam. Takadum tadhum, Takadum tadhum, Takadum tadhum, Takadum tadhum. So Adi Thalam, Mr. Chapatalam, Rupakatalam, 3 different phrases you are putting, sandwiching into Tisra Jathi Triputa Thalam. Takit, Tatitakadum tadum, Tatitakadum tadum, Tatakadum tadum, Tatakadum tadum, Takadum tadum, Takadum tadum, Tadikadaga, Tadikadaga, Tadikadaga down, Tadikadaga, Tadikadaga, Tadikadaga down, Tadikadaga, Tadikadaga, Tadikadaga. The later half is Tadikadaga, Tadikadaga, Tadikadum. Tadikadum is 6. When you play in the higher speed, tadikada, 3. 6 divided by 2 is 3. It's the next speed. So tadikada, 3 into 3, 9, 3 korvais. 4 into 3, 12, 3 korvais. 5 into 3, 15. That ends the korvai. So that's how you should play. That's the korvai. So I will again show you the maths behind it and the this form with also the explanations and how you go to play. is korvai. The next Morah, what I would like to teach you, one more thing I wanted to mention here. We are seeing Tisra Jathi Triputa Thalam. Tisra Jathi Triputa Thalam is 7 beats. And I've taught you in Misra Chapathala several korvais. That all can be tried here because it's a multiple of 3.5 and 3.5 is 7. So whatever the Morah I taught you in Misra Chapathala differently, you can play here. And play this. All these you can play in Tisra Jathi Triputa Thalam. So you can you have a lot of vocabulary for 3.5 beats and 7 beats. Also, you can try what is being taught here into Misra Chapathala. Because it's a superset. 7 is a bigger number, so its half is 3.5. Whatever you play in 7 beats, you can play everything in Misra Chapathala. So you have so much of vocabulary for you to showcase in Misra Chapathala. You have double the quantity of korvais and morahs which you can play. I'll teach you one more korvai, and with this Morah korvai and then end this class. Tarikidadum, takatarikidadum, gadadaka tarikidadum is the phrase I'm going to use. Tarikidadum, takatarikidadum. That's how you have to play. That's how it'll come. I'm just showing you the fingering techniques of how you are. When I'm using a particular phrase, you should know how to exactly play the phrase. You can't play vaguely. That's the position. That's the position. This Morah goes like this, using the phrase Tarikadadum, Takatarikadadum, Kadatakarikadadum. Again, I'll repeat. Tarikadadum, Takatarikadadum, Kadatakarikadadum is the phrase I'm using and composed this Morah. Tarikadadum, Takatarikadadum, Kadatakarikadadum, Tankadatakarikadatakarikadatakarikadam, Tarikadum, Takatarikadadum, Kadatakarikadadum, Tankadatakarikadatakarikadam, Tankadatakarikadatatum, Tarikadum, Takatarikadadum, Kadatakarikadadum, Tankadatakarikadatakarikadam, Tankadatakarikadatakarikadam, Takatarikadadum, Kadatakarikadadum, Tankadatakarikadatakarikadam, Tarikadum, Takatarikadadum, Kadatakarikadadum, Tankadatakarikadatakarikadam, Tankadatakarikadatakarikadam, Takarikadum, Kadatakarikadadum, Tankadatakarikadatakarikadam, Tarikadum, Takatarikadadum, Kadatakarikadadum, Tankadatakarikadatakarikadam, Tarikadum, Takatarikadadum, Kadatakarikadadum, Tankadatakarikadatakarikadam. So how you have to play, I'll play slowly and demonstrate this. This should be played like this. The associated korvai for this is, I have taught you an abhiprayam in Triputa Thalam for a 12-beat abhiprayam, which is I'm using this abhiprayam to make this korvai. me explain you how it comes. Taradana ketateke tagadana ketateke tagadana tong. Ta taradana ketateke tagadana ketateke tagadana tagadana tong. Ta ti taradana ketateke tagadana ketateke tagadana 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 tong. Ta dikketatton tarikkadaga ta dikketatton tarikkadaga tarikkadaga ta tittakkadam tarikkadaga 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 ta. So the later half is beautifully poised. Ta dikketatton tarikkadam ta dikketatton tarikkadaga tarikkadam ta dikketatton tarikkadaga tarikkadaga tarikkadam. The first half is an abhiprayam of 12 beats. The later is a combination of these phrases to make it fit into the Tisra Jathi Triputa Thalam. Another important aspect in this korvai, you have to remember, Tharidana ketateka tagadari ketateka tagadana tang. Tat taradana ketateka tagadari ketateka, when you are adding the prefix of tat taradana, tagadana tagadana, there is also an associated increase in the later part. Tat taradana ketateka tagadari ketateka tagadana tagadana tang. You are adding another prefix, tadhi taradana ketateka tagadari ketateka tagadana tagadana tagadana. So the beauty is complementing factors is beautiful. Taradana ketateka tagadari ketateka tagadana tang. Tat taradana ketateka tagadari ketateka tagadana tagadana tang. Taddi taradana ketateka tagadari ketateka tagadana 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 tang. That you have to remember. You can't play all the time tagadana tang. You will not korvai, you will miss. So a lot of people will make that mistake. When you are playing a korvai, you should also understand the progression and the value behind why you need to add or suffix it. You have to understand consciously. The only then because the thala fits beautifully. If you look at Mr. Chaptala, if you tell this korvai, you will understand the beauty behind this korvai. Taradana ketateka tagadari ketateka tagadana tong. Ta taradana ketateka tagadari ketateka tagadana tagadana tong. Ta di taradana ketateka tagadari ketateka tagadana 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 tong. Ta tittakkadam tarikkadaga ta tittakkadam tarikkadaga tarikkadaga ta tittakkadam tarikkadaga 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 ta. If you look at the seating, it is beautiful. Tagadana 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 tong. Tagadana 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 tong. Ta dikkittatum perfectly fits. Tarikkadaga ta tittakkadam tarikkadaga tarikkadam perfectly fits. One tadikkittatum, tadikkittatum, tadikkadaga tadikkadam. 9 plus 5 again 14. Then tadikkittatum, tadikkadaga tadikkadaga tadikkadam. First 5 and 9, 14 perfectly fits. So it's beautifully coined korvai. So with this, I'm concluding this Tisra Jathi Triputa Thalam. I will close this with a Tirukkural and I'll see you in the next class with the perspective of Ganda Jathi Triputa Thalam, 9-beat cycle. We will see some good combinations of korvais, what we can play. Again, for you, the biggest benefit is it's a bonus for Rupaka Thalam because Ganda Jathi Triputa is 9. And whatever I am going to teach you in 9, you can play for Rupaka Thalam. So you're going to get benefited with more korvais as you got for Mr. Chapatala by playing Tisra Jathi Triputa Thala. You're going to get more korvais in Rupaka Thala as you're going to learn Ganda Jathi Triputa Thala korvais, which is of different dimension. Poyyamai anna pugalillai, yeyyamai ella aramum tharum. Poyyamai pola pugal tharuvathu veru illai. அதில் தளராமல் உறுதியாய் இருப்பது ஒருவனுக்கு எல்லா அறத்தின் சிறப்பையும் தரும். A person who is actually very truthful, there's nothing equivalent to that. And it's going to give all the good things in his life. And that's what Thirulur states in this Tirukkural. With this, I'm concluding Tisra Jathi Triputa Thalam. I'll see you in the next class with Ganda Jathi Triputa Thalam, 9-beat cycle. We will see the perspectives of korvais and morahs and its dimensions in an extensive and detailed way. Povanur here signing off. Episode 6, Tisra Jathi Triputa Thalam, Morah 1, Mathematical Understanding, total count of 224 aksharas. Interpretation of Morah goes like this. தக்கிட்ட தக்கிடதும் தத்தி தக்கிடதும் தத்தக்கிடதும் தக்கிடதும் கிடதும் தரிதன கெட்டதக தக தரி கெட்டதக தக்கிட்ட தக்கிடதும் தத்தி தக்கிடதும் தத்தக்கிடதும் தக்கிடதும் கிடதும் தலாங்குதின் தத்தலாங்குதும் தக்கிட்ட தக்கிடதும் தத்தி தக்கிடதும் தத்தக்கிடதும் தக்கிடதும் கிடதும் தரிதன கெட்டதக தக தரி கெட்டதக தக்கிட்ட தக்கிடதும் தத்தி தக்கிடதும் தத்தக்கிடதும் தக்கிடதும் கிடதும் தலாங்குதின் தத்தலாங்குதும் தக்கிட்ட தக்கிடதும் தத்தி தக்கிடதும் தத்தக்கிடதும் தக்கிடதும் கிடதும் தரிதன கெட்டதக தக தரி கெட்டதக தக்கி தக்கடதும் தக்கடதும் தத்தக்கடதும் தக்கடதும் கிடதும் தலாங்குதும் தக்கிட்ட தக்கடதும் தத்தி தக்கடதும் தத்தக்கடதும் தக்கடதும் கிடதும் தலாங்குதும் தக்கிட்ட தக்கடதும் தத்தி தக்கடதும் தத்தக்கடதும் தக்கடதும் கிடதும் தலாங்குதின் தத்தாம் தலாங்குதின் தத்தாம் தலாங்குதின் தத்தாம். Episode 6 Tisra Jathi Triputa Thalam Korvai 1 Mathematical Understanding Total count of 84 aksharas. Interpretation of korvai goes like this. Tatti takkadadum taddum, tatti takkadadum taddum, tattakkadadum taddum, tattakkadadum taddum, takkadadum taddum, takkadadum taddum, tadikkadaga tadikkadaga tadikkadadam, tattadikkadaga tattadikkadaga tattadikkadaga, tadditadikkadaga tattadikkadaga tadditadikkadaga da. Episode 6 Tisra Jathi Triputa Thalam Morah 2 Mathematical Understanding Total count of 224 aksharas. Interpretation of Morah goes like this. Tarikatatum, takatarikatum, kitataka tarikatum, tit, tankataka tarikataka takadum, tankataka tarikataka tarikatum, takatarikatum, kitataka tarikatum, talangadin tatam, tatalangadin tatam. Tarikatum, takatarikatum, kitataka tarikatum, tit, tankataka tarikataka takadum, tankataka tarikataka tarikatum, takatarikatum, kitataka tarikatum, talangadin tatam, tatalangadin tatam. Tarikadatum, Takarikadatum, Katatak, Tarikadatum, Tit, Tankatatak, Tarikatatak, Takadum, Tankatatak, Tarikatatak, Tarikadatum, Takarikadatum, Katatak, Tarikadatum, Talangadin, Tatam. Tarikadatum, Takarikadatum, Katatak, Tarikadatum, Tit, Tankatatak, Tarikatatak, Talangadin, Tatam. Tarikadatum, Takarikadatum, Katatak, Tarikadatum, Tit, Tankatatak, Tarikatatak, Talangadin, Tatam, Talangadin, Tatam, Talangadin, Tatam. Episode 6 Tisra Jathi Triputa Thalam Korvai 2 Mathematical Understanding Total count of 84 aksharas. Interpretation of korvai goes like this. Taridana ketataka takatarikataka takadinadong. Tat taridana ketataka takatarikataka takadinadong. Taddi taridana ketataka takatarikataka takadinadong. Tadikitakum tadikkataka tadikkatakum tadikkataka tadikkataka tadikkatakum tadikkataka 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 da.